Hello and welcome to this morning's Rotherham Advertiser SportsChat Podcast, free in your interactive digital The Match magazine. Joining me around the table this week is Miller's correspondent David Beddows.
Good morning.
And columnist Charlie Graves.
Very good morning.
Thank you very much for coming to have a chat this morning, gentlemen. We're looking back at, first of all, at Rotherham United's 2-1 defeat in the capital away at Brentford on Saturday. Dave, was that a fair reflection of the game, or were the Millers good for a point?
I think you could make a case Rotherham were good for a point. Took that early blow with the Alan Judge goal and then played the way right back into it, got an equaliser. They were nibbling at getting a winner, and then of course Judge steals in and scores again. There were good lots for endeavour there, but really I couldn't really see the join between the late era, Steve M's era, and the beginning of Neil Redfern, but he's not had a chance to really put his stamp on it yet.
It's a good point, isn't it, Charlie? It was the new manager Neil Redfern's first game in charge. How much do we read into to the style of play and obviously the results as well? Is it a case of more time needed?
Well, I don't think you can really read too much into it yet. The lad's only just joined, and I think, to be honest, it's a good appointment. I think he talks a lot of sense, but you know, he's going to need time to assess what he's got there, isn't he, really? I think he's just going, not through the motions, but he's got to play with what's gone before until he gets to know. But I think what does come out of it is that even though we had a lot of endeavour, the fact is we lost again, and I suspect that he'll need reinforcements at some stage. But it just depends what conversations he's had with the chairman about whether he'll be able to get them or not.
Dave, there were a couple of wonder goals in there, Judge's first and Matic's equaliser. How important is it that Neil Redfern gets other members of the squad scoring, such as the fullbacks like Joe Matic?
Well, they all need to chip in, don't they? I think picking up Charlie's idea about reinforcements, I think we're not going to see this revolving door, are we? The ins and outs that we've seen, but I think it's clear he needs one or two quality players, particularly maybe a replacement for Afoe, who went back to Norwich, who provided the team that extra dimension with the creativity. And I think that's something in the longer term he may be looking at.
Well, that leads on nicely to talk about tomorrow night's game at home to Reading, high-flying Reading you could call them. A number of injuries and suspensions and players missing for Neil Redfern, which must be frustrating for the new man trying to find out what his best 11 is. A lot of players out there missing. Obviously, Richie Smallwood picked up another booking, which means he's suspended for the game. Lee Frecklington still out. We believe Joe Newell is close to a return, but Tuesday could just come too soon for him. Matic obviously went off injured. There's Danny Ward who got injured in the warm-up. We believe Emmanuel Ledesma's 50-50 for the game. Dave, it must be hard for the new man to really assess his squad, and as you say, reinforcements could be just around the corner.
Then again, if he's wanting to see players who might not have been in the team in action, get a good look at him, he's going to, isn't he? And all these lads, on the sidelines training to impress, getting in front of the new manager, they're probably going to get the chance tomorrow night.
Well, this is it, isn't it, Charlie? I mean, it's always an opportunity for someone else to come in, take that shirt, and possibly stake a claim for a first-team place.
Yeah, but I don't think there's that many at Rotherham on the sidelines who would possibly be, first-team regulars if they got the chance. I think if I go early enough, I might get a game. But it is difficult. But then again, all managers have problems with injuries, don't they? It's unfortunate that it's come so early for Redfern, but there you go. That's what you get your money for. So it's going to be difficult again because they're a good side, and I don't think we're going to get pasted this week, this season in many games. But losing by the odd goal.
It's fine margins, isn't it, Charlie?
Fine margins. But as I say, without, as Dave says, we need reinforcements.
Let's do score predictions then for Tuesday evening. Dave, obviously, like we said, Reading coming to the New York Stadium, playing really well at the moment. Steve Clarke turned them around from that sort of stable mid-table team last season, now looking like they'll have a real push at promotion. How do you see this going?
Well, I had Reading down for relegation at the start of the season, so what do I know? I think it's the first home game in charge. I think Rotherham are going to be, busting a gut for Neil Redfern. I think an honourable 1-0 draw won't be beyond them.
Charlie?
Yeah, I think if the crowd do get behind the team with Redfern their first game, they might get a draw, possibly a goalless draw, I think.
Fantastic. If you'd like to give your predictions for tomorrow night's game, you can by tweeting us at Rotherham Sport. Just a little bit of breaking news coming out this morning while we're recording this. Uwe Rosler at Leeds United has parted company with the club. He has confirmed, still nothing from the club official, but he has confirmed that he has left the club, describing it as not a mutual parting. The interesting side note comes when rumours have emerged this morning that former Rotherham manager Steve Evans is taking training there today. Dave, match made in heaven or bomb waiting to explode?
Well, yeah, could be the latter. I mean, Steve's always said that you pick a club by your chairman, so it'll be interesting to see how he approaches this one. I don't know. I mean, if it does happen, it'll be interesting because Rotherham are due at Ellen Road next month.
That's true. Never a dull moment in the footballing world, is there, Charlie? And,
no, I don't think it's a marriage made in heaven. I think if Steve does go there, I think he might last at least a full day.
Well, he said
not much more than that.
He said a year ago, almost to the day, that he'd never work under a chairman like Cellino.
Yeah, not unless a job comes up and he gets offered money.
Obviously, I think him and Paul Rayner must have been waiting in the car park for when Rosler's car was seen departing this morning. Right, that's all we have time for today, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. Remember, if you want to get in touch with us, you can by tweeting us at Rothtizer Sport. You'll be listening to the SportsChat Podcast in the Match Magazine, free every Monday lunchtime on the Rotherham Advertiser website. Thank you very much for listening.